lost my tooth, 15, 16 years old. We were skating in this park and I was trying to nollie flip the stair set. One of them, I flipped and I landed primo. So the board flipped up and the axle hit me at my grill. I was like, bah! All I saw was black and stars. I was like, oh shit. Like, I saw my tooth flying. I was like, oh no! Went over, picked it up, and I was like, where's my other one? Where's my other one? Because I thought I had lost two. One got knocked out, and then like, you know, I put that tooth in like a bag of milk. Thought I was gonna save it, but it didn't do shit. Then I ended up like, I was looking around all the park, you know, with like, you know, tissue in my mouth, looking for my tooth, you know, I couldn't find it. I get home from the trip, I look in the mirror, like I'm smiling, like looking at my gap. And I look in the, like, I lift up my lip, my tooth is like actually up here. It's like fused to my jawbone if you want to see it. It's like, I was like, well, there's my other tooth. Like, I was like, damn, dude, that sucks. Went to the dentist, they said like, we can get that tooth back down, but like, we're gonna have to like saw it away from your jawbone. I was like, I'm cool off that. Like, I'll just rock the grill, dude. Like, I don't care. It pushed up the whole tooth. Like, so like the root of my tooth is like right here at the bottom of my nose. And the other one just got knocked out. That's how I lost my tooth. And like whenever anybody asks me like how I lost my tooth, I'm like, oh, my girlfriend beat me up. I got in a fight with a wall or something stupid. My first sponsor was Skateworks, but my first board sponsor, my first legit board sponsor was, I was getting rep flow from Anti-Hair, but like the first actual big box, like, you know, I got like 8 boards and like a bunch of stuff in was from Almost. I was flow for Almost for like, for about a year or something. And I got the boot from Almost, and then Chocolate ended up started flowing me. And that was cool. I was with them for a little bit. And then came Mystery, and then I was in between Mystery and Flip. And then Flip told me to go on that tour with them, and I was like, all right, sorry, Jamie, I'm gonna be with Flip, you know? This tour was a flip tour. We did all up and down the West Coast. I was in the Vans tour bus and like, you know, like with all the non-smoke cigarette smokers, and then like Ben Norberg and like a bunch of people in the Volca van behind us. And Ben had left his beanie in the van. I like opened the window and I waved his beanie at him and I just let go of it. And after that, they're just like, I guess he got super bummed. And then we're just pranking each other back and forth. And then Ben was like, you know, like he doesn't really hang out with the team when he goes out. Like he just kind of like stays in his hotel room and chills, you know, a pretty mellow guy. Which is what I should have done a lot of the time. I should have followed in his footsteps. We get to the hotel in Thousand Oaks. We go and knock on his door because everyone's partying and he's in his room by himself. So Luan fills up a bucket, a trash can full of water. Everybody's filming around with cameras, right? Ben walks out, like there's like, the whole team's pretty much out there with cameras. And Luan just dumps water all over his face and just slams his door, like so pissed off. I think a couple days later, you know, we're still messing with Ben and Aubie Taylor too. I pissed on Aubie Taylor's bed, like I just like stood on his bed and like pissed on it, like pretty bad. I got Ben to get out of the hotel room because Ben and Aubie were rooming together. So I got Ben out of the room, and then Luan, he's like, I'm gonna take a shit in Ben's pillow. And I'm like, all right, dude, let's do it, dude. So he goes in the room, right? And he's in there for quite some time, you know? I'm like, dude, what are you doing in there? Like, knocking on the door, he's like, hold on, I'm taking a shit. I'm like, all right, whatever. He finally opens the door, and it smells so fucking bad. I don't know what he ate, but it was like the worst shit smell I've ever like smelled in my life. He's like, yeah, it's in the pillow, it's in the pillow. I'm like, I look at him like, oh my God, put it back on his bed. Aubie and Ben both come back. Aubie jumps on his bed, it's fucking full of piss and water. Ben's laying on his bed. The whole time we're just sitting there, you know, Ben's just like, man, what is that smell? And Luan's like, oh, I took a shit in your bathroom. Little does he know, he's laying on the pillow that Luan shit in. He kept saying like, oh man, Luan, you really fucked up that bathroom. And I just started busting out laughing. And he ends up finding the shit in his pillow. Which then led Ben to get me back with their prank with Rune Glifberg. Pretty much got catfished. It's in their little weekend buzz thing, like with Curran and Ben. They made up this fake girl for me, knowing that I'd fall for a girl. They messaged me off Rune Glifberg's phone, like saying, oh hey, like, heard you're coming to Sacramento, like I want to meet up with you, this and that. I'm like, oh hell yeah, send me a pic, you know? So they go on the internet and find all these pics of like girls, whatever, girls in the bathroom, whatever, and they send me the pics. So for like the whole 2 weeks, I'm like thinking, I'm texting this chick, you know, like, I'm actually texting Rune Glifberg and all that stuff, and like sent a knob photo, dude, it was just bad. It was so bad. Like, I think Rune still has it. He's like, if you ever fuck me over, big posters of this, like it's going all over. I'm like, don't worry, dude. I don't know, it was a pretty good prank. I was stoked on it. Like, on the last day of the tour, like, I'm texting the girl, like, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna make a video for you. Like, oh, we got Luan in on it too, so Luan thought he had a girl too. He's like, oh yeah, me and Nikki are gonna make a video for you or whatever. I'm like, oh sick. It was the last day and we're sitting at the dinner table, right? I'm texting Nikki, I'm like, oh, and Louis sitting right next to me. I'm like, dude, look, they just sent me this video, they're hooking up with each other. And the video is like a picture of, comes up, and the first clip is me throwing Ben Norberg's beanie out the window. And I'm like kind of confused, I'm like, wait, how do they, what? And then the next picture is him pissing on my SF beanie. And then the next one was like him just flipping me off. And then I look up and like Ewan's filming me at the table and everyone looks at me and I'm just like, oh my God, dude. Like everyone knew about it but me, and like it was the worst. I was like so embarrassed, but at the same time I was like, whatever, it was such a good prank. Like I could do nothing but laugh at it, you know? My mom still does go to the skate park every day. She's like the skate park mom. She goes there, hangs out with all the kids, like makes some food and stuff. She like knows everybody there. She's more of a local than I am. Me and my homies he was having a little kickback and you know, had some friends over, we're all drinking, partying and stuff like that. This dude comes to the door and like knocks on the door, you know, and he's like, oh, like yeah, we thought he was like he knew someone in the house, so we let him in. He's chilling, whatever, you know, like hanging out, and everyone like realized like no one knew who he was. We're like, dude, who is this dude chilling in the house? Like, friend ends up like saying like, oh, like you gotta go and stuff, you know, like 'cause no one knows you here. At this time, I'm on the side of the house, you know, smoking a cigarette, whatever, and all I hear from the side of the house is Andrew, and all that stuff. So like, you know, my name being called, so I run out. I open the front door, my friend's like, you know, like wrestling with this dude up front. So like, of course, like him being my homie, gotta back him up. So, you know, we ended up fighting the dude and stuff like that. And he ended up walking away. He left after, like, you know, we were done with him. He was back 10 minutes later, just pop, just a loud ringing noise. Everybody's ears like ringing. Glass like shattering everywhere, and then we hit the floor and everyone was like crawling, like getting into like you know, closed rooms and like bathrooms and stuff, and like that's when we realized like, dude, like the house just got shot up. One of the girls' face like actually had like a little bit of lead got shot into her nose, and like after the guy had ran off, so like we followed her. We followed the blood and we just went into the garage, and she's on the floor, like, you know, blood coming out of her face, just like it was like something like out of the movies. We thought someone was dead, you know, like all girls screaming and crying, like, oh my God, it's so crazy. It was like the craziest thing I've ever been through. Cause like where the guy shot at was like in a room where like people were like all standing together. Like if he would have hit somebody, like he would have blew someone's like head off, like for sure. Like the cops were like saying it's a straight buckshot, like would have put a nice hole in someone's head, dude. The shotgun, pop, dude, just loud, like, dude, it was crazy. That's when it hit me. I was like, damn, dude, like, this is it. Like, I just threw my career away.
I fully saw Kenny Hughes stomp the guts out of one of them. It was amazing.
Look, it's Steve Barrett. We just skated your place yesterday. You did? I shredded it.